Hey guys, round two will I will provide round two as a replay because unfortunately I screwed up while recording it yesterday. So we will get like it would be like a quick show at what happened, and I will try to discuss as best as I can how the match went. So well, I'm not pretty sure how this replay works, but I'm pretty sure that the play button is far too fast. So I will try with next tapping the stuff and discuss turn by turn. So this is the starting end, and obviously it's pretty good. We have a couple of removal spells plus the combo and the lands to cast it. So it was an obvious keep. Um, so he started with a Verdant Catacomb and pass. So I think even our turn is pretty easy. It's land go. And now he did a really weird play, which I assume is fairly wrong, because he played the Tarmogoyf like this, and I mean it's as you can see it's a 1-2, and if I use my bolt I can easily take it away. So yeah, it was pretty bad. And yeah, we got a free kill on Tarmogoyf. In fact, like I just cast Lightning Bolt and draw for the turn. So our draw is a remand, which is pretty awesome considering the fact that we might remand like a possible Liliana or another Tarmogoyf, and then they will spend their third turn again to replay that spell if they want to apply some pressure, and we have a chance to play the Silver Exarch Twin. So our turn is pretty easy, so for false I guess and go. And of course his turn is probably, yeah, it is Liliana. He plays Liliana and got remanded. So our turn is then again land go, and his play is Liliana once again. So we can easily discard a card here, like a Misty Rainforest. Yep. So well, now he played this fetch, which is kind of annoying because we can't tap it, and it will still have Path to Exile open. But since we are against Abzan, and I think and we don't have that much going on aside from the combo, I decided to go all in and try to see if he has like a path or a dismember, because I think like since we can't deal that well against Liliana, I guess the best thing that we can do is trying to combo it off through a possible removal. And game one, I think you have to try, yeah, you have to try to win through with the combo, especially because you don't have that many tools to control the game. You can maybe win through tempoing him out, like with some Snapcaster, Bolt, Pastermite and such, but we don't have anything like that. So I just went through the combo, hoping to have a free win like this. And so I played the Silver Axarch, and I mean, yeah, it's still well, I can force him uh, popping up the Winds Petite, but I mean, it will still have some mana. But since I don't know, maybe probably half six, I don't know, it pressed F6 or something like that, I was able to actually tap the Winds Petite and win. So that was game 1, and yeah, it just cooped. So now game 2, uh, well, this is not the correct order, so but uh, we'll see if game 3 we are starting. So yeah, so game 2 and game 1 are opposite? Yeah, okay. So this is actually game 2. Okay, this is our starting end, and it's not the best because we are lacking some early interaction. We are kinda sensible to discard spells, but oh, yeah, but overall I think it's actually okay to keep. I mean, it's definitely not the best, and but I mean, we have definitely worse stands than this, and maybe we with a couple of good draws we are able to manage that. For the cyber, um, I actually want to show you what I did. No, this is the other account. Um, so for the cyber part, um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, this is the list that I'm playing. As you saw in the deck tech. For the cyber part, I just take out the 4 Splinter Twin and 4 Deceiver Axe Search plus 1 Spellskite, and I put in 2 Engineered Explosive, 1 Batterskull, 1 Keranos, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Jace Architect of Thought. Oh yeah, and also sorry, I didn't mention I take out a peak also for 1 negate. So those are the 10 cards that I'm sideboarding for the matchup, and I'm taking away the combo pieces and the Deceiver Axis because they're not that good in the matchup. You just want to try to um, be control-y slash tempo-ish, so you're trying to deal some damage with your creatures, but um, uh, anyway, try to maintain control through Engineer Explosive, counter spells, and Snapcasters. So I think for this plan, this hand is quite good. We can start a pretty good race with Pastermites. Also, we have an answer to random Goi for Siege Rhino, and also we have Engineered Explosive. With the turn 1 Kozilek, this hand is pretty bad, but there's nothing that we can do, and if we want to keep an hand that it's actually good against discard spell, well, Mulligan is not helpful. So his turn is Stream Wild will tapped, and my turn is easily land go. Um, his turn, I think, if I recall it correctly, yeah, he shocked himself and Kozilek us, and he took away the engineered explosives. Yes. So our turn is pretty easily. Fetch go, and he played the first Tarmogoyf. Um, well, we don't have that much going on. I can see myself sour right away, but the problem is that he's holding 4 cards in hand, so I want to actually try to bait him using the removals to kill the Pastermites before doing anything else. So maybe I can actually uh, draw his attention to my Pastermites, maybe in fear of the combo, and using Sour as last resource to grab some creature. So, well, here I could easily tap the Tarmogoyf, but I think it's far better if I use the Pastermite at the end of the turn, so he can't use Liliana, and I can attack into it. I'm not in such a hurry that I want to tap the Tarmogoyf. So he plays another Tarmogoyf, which is kind of unpleasant. Tarmogoyf is definitely the best creature against blue-red base. So I just go for Pastormite, tapping the white spell, and he forced to Path to Exile, otherwise he would be dead to the combo. So that allows us to actually play Batterskull this turn. And pass the turn. Here Rhino comes. Well, I drew a peek and I play it, so I could see if the coast was clear. Sadly enough, I wasn't able to. Well, the east hand it was too quick. I cannot go back. I guess no. His hand was Path to Exile another Rhino. So right now we are not in the best shape because. Well, I do want to draw out that Path to Exile. So right now he drew the fetch land, and it's quite annoying because I can't. Well, now Batterskull can't block proficiently, and so yes, now I Pastormite and tap the Siege Rhino. But his attack now is pretty heavy, and the block. I was thinking about what blocks should be better, and I thought for a while, and with that Path to Exile, it's pretty hard, actually, because his Tarmogoyf will become 4/5, so I will go down to 11 and then go back, go down to 8 for my for his Rhino. So the problem now is, what should I do? If I just put the Batterskull in front of the Tarmogoyf, you just need to crack the fetch and play a Rhino with one white backup, and I can't equip the Batterskull to the Pastormite for a swing for 6 in the air. So what I thought was the best line was actually double blocking Pastormite and Batterskull, and try to force him to use the Path to Exile to take away the double block and keep his Tarmogoyf alive, so I can sour and grab his Siege Rhino. The only problem is that I'm going too low on life with this line, because next turn actually I'm at 8 and I have one sour, one Siege Rhino, and I can play like a Snapcaster Mage to chump block a Tarmogoyf, but I'm still too low and I have to block with the sour, otherwise I'm dead. So it's the game is pretty hopeless. I didn't find any reasonable line here, but yeah, as you can see, like a double block, and he killed the Batterskull token. I thought for a while it would kill the Pastormite, because, well, no, it doesn't make sense. Yes, this is definitely the best line for him to path away, bring me to 8, and then my only out is actually another Pastormite, so I can tap a Rhino and chomp a Tarmogoyf. So in that case I would be alive. So I decided to crack the fetch land, which was, I think, a mistake in the end, because now I'm at 7 and I can die. Well, now my only play like here is sour. Okay, and being at 7 is actually the worst, because I'm dead for Tarmogoyf plus 3 Marwood, so definitely I didn't I shouldn't crack the fetch land, because what I could have done is, if I was at 8, I could have blocked the Rhino with the Tarmogoyf, with the Tarmogoyf, okay. I could have blocked the siege with this siege Rhino, the Tarmogoyf, and Snapcaster peek, or just a blank Snapcaster to chum block his other Tarmogoyf, and then I would have like a 6/6 hour, so I would be able to equip and attack for 6, and I was actually in a pretty decent shape. Well, not decent, but it was something. So being at 7, actually, I'm dead from the steering wildwood alone. He didn't attack with the steering wildwood, so I thought for a while, what could this mean? And the only explanation that he has another Rhino in hand. In fact, that's what happens. He had another Rhino, and I'm dead to everything. So I had to chomp with Sour also leaving me with no creatures in play. So being at 8 now, I would be able to have a Sour 6/6 go up to 8, and then to 14. So I'm quite unsure if I would be able to survive, but let's assume now I have like a Sour, so I can equip with 5 mana and attack going back to 8, and his attack with like 5, so 8, 13, 13, 16, and yeah. So anyway, I would be dead in any case, because even if I block a Tarmogoyf with my Sour, I still go to oh well, actually I'm not at 2, I'm at 1. Yes, I'm at 1. So the problem, yes, the problem is that I would be dead anyway, because I have too much pressure actually. So we weren't able to stabilize against I guess the start, like 2 Tarmogoyf, triple Rhino. It's a little bit too much, and so back to game 3, I guess. So game 3, nope. Game 3, where can I find game 3? I think here. Game history. So the sideboard was the same for game 3, and let's see if this is the correct one. Yes, it is. Okay, this hand is actually pretty good. We have Spell Snare, Flame Slash, Engineered Explosives to deal with Tarmogoyfs and such. So, well, the usual Inquisition, and he grabbed Snapcaster, I guess, just because I have multiple ways to deal with Tarmogoyf, and Snapcaster is actually a pretty good card for the grindy matchup that I want to establish. So I guess his thought was just taking the best card. So I drew another Snapcaster, which was quite good, consider the fact that he discarded one, but it took then again Snapcaster. So I drew Karanos and passed the turn, and unfortunately I don't have any answer to this Liliana, so I just need to start discarding stuff. And so now I drew a Steam Vent, and what I thought was, like, I can grab a Stomping Ground and play Engineered Explosive for 3 and try to destroy this Liliana. I think it's a pretty weak strategy, because it opens me to Abrupt Decay, but I don't think I can do that much. Well, he discarded a Thoughtseize, which could mean a lot of stuff. So this play is actually not good, but I really can't deal with the Liliana right now. So I thought it might be a decent idea to hope that it doesn't have an abrupt decay. The problem is that even if it 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 doesn't have the abrupt decay, it can still play something like Tarmogoyf or a Rhino, so I can be in more troubles than before. But he knows about the snare, so and also the explosive, so I don't think it would have played like a Tarmogoyf now. But yeah, anyway, I got spoilers alert. I got blown by abrupt decay, um, and I didn't manage to draw the land that I needed now. So now actually with the land, I would be actually in a decent shape. I can slam a Karanos and start um, eating eating the Liliana. But so it discarded also this member. So yeah, the Kozilek take away the Lavamancer, and then Liliana discards Karanos, and yeah, and also he drew a Tarmogoyf, so game is over. Mm, so I just quickly concede. Just a sour would have helped me now, but yeah, definitely not lightning bolt. So that's how like the matchup goes if they just see a bunch of discard spells and they just need a couple of threats and backed up with discard spells, and that's enough to break our strategy. So that was round two that I wasn't able to record. Um, then again, I hope you enjoyed watching, and well, it's kind of weird, but see you for round three.